guys, welcome back to another episode I call the Flag Talk Podcast. It's your boy John, and as always, we are here to discuss the latest in football. Hope you guys are well. I was gonna say hope you're doing good in this state of emergency, but like, is it done? Or is it about to done?
No, it was renewed for 3 months.
It
You
was
just not
renewed.
read any news, bro.
Yeah, I really should have. I've been no, honestly, I've been so MIA these last few days. I really didn't know that. Okay, anything change?
No, it's just extension of time. No curfew. No.
Whatever.
extra-
Let me not bring
extra
politics
stuff.
into this because we are what to end up like that. But thank you guys for being here as always. Just please like, share, subscribe, share it with somebody. We really appreciate that. Our Virgil will be joining us momentarily. Until then, we'll get the show on the road. I have Brandon here with me. Brandon, was it good, my guy?
Hello, everyone. Pleasant. 2025 for the second episode.
How are you? How have you been?
I'm good. It's been a exciting weekend. I know you had a fun weekend as well.
Yes, I did. I was telling my partner that we're getting older, but like I don't take what I'm about to say for granted, but like I genuinely do enjoy my life. You know, like I the side of support is a whole other question, but I genuinely do enjoy my life, and that I enjoy getting older because I enjoy growing with my partner, I enjoy growing with you guys, with my friends, and gain more experiences and gain more independence and stuff like that. Like before, like I remember, like every other young person, like when you was in your early 20s, turning 30 felt like old. Whereas like I really looking forward to what my life is going to be at that stage of my life, I think. And it's just some perspective for what maybe some of the younger listeners we have out there. Again, older is not all that bad. I have Aidan, who's been on the podcast, tell me that boy, his 30s, he's essentially doing everything he would have wanted to do in his 20s just with more money. So there you have it. I guess, hey, have no better place to start this weekend than I guess, Brandon, you don't find the scheduling this weekend was another one for the terrible chapter in terms of the Sunday games felt so weirdly spread out. Brentford versus Liverpool to me should have been a standalone game. Like how the Aston Villa one was a standalone game. Like Brentford hosting any big six team should always be a standalone game, that kind of thing. And it was just all over. But we will start with Arsenal versus Aston Villa. I rewatched it after the fact. But Brandon, what was your takeaway from the game?
Well, 2 points dropped, 2
Definitely.
goals conceded, 2 goals scored. So you're fixing one problem and
they're still in second, so
and
I guess
still in
it's 2s
second.
all
So
around.
it's 2s all around. That's not always the best thing, but you all the game was very good. I thought you all were excellent in the first half. I think I don't know. There were very small tweaks made in the second half by Unai Emery. I think the tweaks really helped. I also don't think some of the individual performances from some of the Arsenal players helped. But I know we will get into that very shortly. But overall, I thought the game was very good. As this is not one of the times where I'll be like underwhelming. But it was quite a good game. It was a good watch for the neutral. I'm very sure that Arsenal fans are not happy with dropping the 2 points, but I guess we will get into more of that very soon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I could have probably said this at the start, guys, but we're gonna introduce a concept into the pod now called standout player or spotlight player. And it's gonna be that if you want to highlight a player, it doesn't have to be for a good or a bad thing. You will just have to explain what it is. Each game will be one person doing that though. So like we're gonna do the Arsenal Aston Villa. It won't be that like me and Brand or and Virgil will get to do one each. Just one, and that is it, right? And I can't take this one though, because my own is Thomas Partey. Because for all the reasons that we already all know why he should not be on the field, even on the field, he shows more reasons why he shouldn't be on the field. And I mean, like, I get that it's makeshift and I get that injuries and whatever, but like lack of concentration on defending your box and defending your set piece is inexcusable no matter what out of position you are playing. And he, in that 9 minutes, managed to ruin what I think was a performance where like Arsenal could have started to feel like, okay, maybe we actually coming out the funk a little bit, because like all the highlight, and I think rightfully so, these last few weeks have been, yes, that Arsenal were losing and conceding to the likes of Brighton and Newcastle and United. But it was the lack of goals. It was the lack of goals to overcome those things. And the highlight and the spotlight was on the attackers. This game, the left wing got 2 assists, the striker scored, and the right wing scored. And they did to me, especially how they play in every 3 games, and they them again rotated at all, fade off. This man alone managed to undo all that and then put it back in a position where they need to go again. And it's so upsetting. It truly is upsetting. And I mean, yes, I know it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Before I know we got into zoning on Arsenal, right? But Villa only got their first away win in like 5 or something like that.
They went on a terrible run, bro.
Yeah, they won a terrible run, right?
Terrible run.
So I wanted to ask you, what is your feeling around Villa over how the season has progressed? Are they about where you expected them to be? Is there areas you think they should be doing better or stuff like that?
I think Villa have been like surprising in both senses. Like I feel they've been very disappointing in the sense that they have not met the heights of last season. However, I think in a lot of the games where people thought they were going to lose, because I think a lot of people thought that Arsenal were going to win this game. I think a lot of people have been surprised by what Villa have been doing in specific games during the season. I think Watkins is again. I think he's not having his best season, but he did play. I thought he played really well in the game, though. I know you're talking about Partey. Did you see on Partey threw the ball to him, and he tried to lob Raya? Did you see that,
bro? Dog. Again, for all the obvious reasons why I have not wanted this man to play, but then he's beyond the field.
He's giving a footballing reason now.
Yeah, you also give him a footballing reason, bro. And I mean, like, there are people, you see, like, I don't want to say stuff that might get we cancelled, boy. But there are people online who just so vouch for this man, purely for football reason, that he should play, whatever. And, bro, I know this is not a week nobody want to hear no positives, but Brandon, I genuinely, if it was not for that 9 minutes, why there's so much good I could have taken from this game. And one of the things I was going to highlight was this game and last game was why Declan Rice showed why he should be starting 6 in that midfield, boy. He was so good. And while he might not be like the most expansive passer on the team, drive, mentality, endeavor, willing the team to get results, to win, to force things to happen, bro. Like, dog, he's all action and he's insane. And then I have to watch this geriatric who can't even track runners. I mean, if you watch the build up to the Sun goal on Wednesday, whenever it was him not tracking his runner, playing in midfield. And it has happened so often. Him hiding in the back line. You know, when Neto scored against Chelsea, he had this big chasm of space in front of Neto. Why?
Yeah, he dropped down
because the
box,
DM was dropping back into the box. And that's crazy, bro. That's unacceptable. But Villa did well to come back in the game and still take their chances. I thought Yuri Tillman had a really good game.
I was now going to say that. I got to say that because I was going to say that because Kamara has come back into the team, right? And that's a reason I think for...
Bro, he come back with a whole pro dog.
Bro, I think that's a reason for why they have not been performing as well. Because him coming back, you could see that he's not at the level yet. Yeah. But in him coming back, it has moved Tielemans further up the pitch, right? Earlier in the season, I don't know if you remember the Konate, Gravenberg and Van Dijk thing I told you about, with like how they were the main passers in Liverpool, right? The second, like one of the highest passers in the league this season was Pau Torres to Tielemans, right? So that means that Tielemans collecting the ball closer down to the defense. But in this game, he played behind the striker, and that's what Kamara is allowing him to do. And he allowed Emery to push him higher up the field. And he was incredibly impactful. Like, I think, and Tielemans he's been in this league for donkey years now, bro. Like, we've known about Tielemans since he was 16 years old. I mean, most people knew about Tielemans since he was 16 years old. And I think Villa, they're building momentum. And we're going into our UCL week. And I think that is great for them to like go forward. I mean, in terms of the league, though, they really need to start catching points because I also think that this was a week where they could have capitalized, like in hindsight, because a lot of teams didn't perform as well as they should have this week. So for Villa, I think like they're trending in the right direction. Watkins and Duran are back, like they don't have anything going for them. Rogers is still one of the best, one of the highlight players of the season so far. And Villa are doing this as well with a lack of defenders as well. Like they don't have Pau Torres. Like they've lost. I can't remember. Diego Carlos, I think, is out as well. They have Mings and
Well,
Mings just
actually,
came back.
he's been sold apparently to
I think he's also
Fenerbahce.
injured though.
Okay,
No, he
I
was
don't know,
injured recently.
but I saw that and I was like, I thought they're short in the back dog, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to get somebody else. So,
No, I saw that they are signing somebody from one of those teams in La Liga. I can't remember who it is exactly. But
okay.
but the overall point on Villa is that I think there's been um a lot of moving things this season for them. The Champions League doesn't help, of course, but I think like now they have felt it enough to know the type of intensity that they need to go forward for the rest of the season. So I think that they're in a good place right now. I think this game especially is a great start because nobody at halftime was saying, "Hey, yeah, bro, I have Villa for this game." I don't think anybody gave them a chance at 2-0 even. Like, so for them to
Oh,
come back,
yeah.
so for them to come back and Jesus, Watkins finish was incredible. Like Jesus.
Yeah. Must be nice. And I mean,
Guess who? You know who lost him at the back post?
bro, who didn't close on the cross? Who was playing right back and then closed on the cross for Tillemans' goal too? Like it look, it is what it is, isn't it? But like obviously it's been a very rough time for Arsenal over these last few weeks, and I have some to tell you, and you're going to laugh at me. But in case it don't come up, you would know what it is. Remind me before we move off this team, right? Um, but there was a lot of good that I wanted to take from this game as well, because I thought, look, the front three, yeah, I actually thought Odegaard was poor today. I actually thought he was really good against Tottenham. And you didn't think he was poor?
No, I think poor is a kind word, but go ahead.
Right. Yes. Thank you. I was keeping it PG. And after I thought that he was actually pretty good against Tottenham. But again, who's not good against Tottenham? Because even Everton are good against Tottenham, apparently. And David Moyes returned by crazy stuff. But Miles Lewis-Kelly is the person I kind of wanted to bring up, boy, because I think he's been absolutely insane. And Nwaneri started right wing a few weeks ago, scored, had a really good game against Brentford as well. But like we obviously saw that was a case of him started because Saka has been injured, right? And that was a case of filling in for an injured player. Zinchenko is on the bench, Salik. Tierney is on the bench. Kyrgios is on the bench. He is starting there because of how good he has been. This is not just a case of, oh, well, the first team was out. And he's been absolutely fantastic. And, like, again, some of the qualities I highlighted earlier with Rice, I saw that with him, the will to try and impact himself on a game. Because when it was 2 along, I thought he was superb against Morgan Rogers for the entire game. How he, and to compete with him physically, like, there aren't much players who are as physically aggressive as Morgan Rogers is. And he was really, really good at that. And still creating in the final third. It had this one where he rode our next challenge, and then off his right foot, slipped trust at it, and he finished it just past the far post at 2-all. This is like 18-year-old we're talking about here. And I actually, okay, there's a place where it's like, well, when Calafiori back, why can't he start in midfield? Because he's showing the qualities that you would want. Now, to be fair, I thought it was a really good game from Marino, and is unfortunate that, to be fair, I think a lot of players did have a good game today, but it's going to get lost in the fact that the result gets screwed up in the end, And actually, let me ask you this stuff, and you can tell me if I beat harsh, right? Do you think that Raya is an exceptional keeper?
John, you know my answer to that. You don't even have to ask me that.
No, answer me now, because
no, he's not. He's not an elite keeper.
Don't forget elite, dog. Like, is he top 5, 7, 10 in the league? Obviously, I think he's top 10.
I think he's top 10. He might not be top 5.
But, like, bro,
this is Raya is a case of he's in front of the best defense in the league. That's a case with Raya. He's in front of the best defense in the league.
Is that like this is not the game to dig him out there, but I just mean in general. I have this issue where like pause. But like I have this issue where like dog, you saw how Mendy was in all the Champions League run, right? You saw Czech for years. We could go on even Edison, Allison, whatever. Like the best keepers just bail out their defenders when they make mistakes. I can't, in my honest conscience, tell you saw the time that he dig them up because like I think he's make saves that looks super flashy, but it not really something that I didn't expect him to get to, you know? And except for penalties. Like fair play to him, not even one against United. That was horrible. But like I've seen him save penalties before and I thought like he was really, really good. Kojo,
Yo,
you tired?
nah, good boy. Hey,
Now background real white boy. Way.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't be
really well.
slow.
nah, facts, boy.
But
Hey,
well,
but Brandon, you're wrong for that name you have there. Yeah.
but
You
thinking
should have
about
seen my
our
notes,
topic,
Hassan John.
I was studying him with this.
Come
But yeah, keep it on topic. For us, I'm going forward. I do think that yes, the attack is 1000% should be the focus, right? But in general, not really today. But going forward, Brad, what weight is your feeling?
Okay, so I'm glad you said what you said, right? Because I remember like this has happened multiple times during the season, right? Where we came on the pod and we said there are lots of positives to talk about this Arsenal game, but this one incident ruined the entire game, right? Like we could go back to the Brighton game where Rice got sent off. We could go back to Trossard again sent off against Man City. This is not a
Yeah,
sending off. This is an individual stinker from one player in the
yeah,
span
yeah,
of 10
yeah.
minutes, right? And I think that at some point these like there are decisions that are being made that I think from the start you could see that like I'll be honest with you, bro. When I saw Party at right back, I was like, okay, I'm not sure about this one. Like even during the game, there were so many times where it was literally Saliba, Gabriel and Timber up against Watkins, right?
Mhm.
And on a different day, right? On a different day, Tillerman's balls could be great, pause, and he could find Watkins, but like Watkins could go straight through, and he could
Yeah.
and he could actually score,
And we don't
right?
talk about Raya, so
Are
yeah.
we not aware, right? But I think like there are so many decisions like being made like even before the game, bro. Sometimes I think about it, like as I sit down and try to conceptualize what Arteta is be thinking, right? Why would you play like, and John, I will continue to tell you this, right? Timber played one of the best games of the season I have seen at right back,
Hmm.
right? If you have a centre back on the bench, why would you not play Timber on the right? Like and you know what's the irony of it all? The left back for Villa was like they didn't start Dini, right? They started Matson, right? So there's a chance to get at that player, right? And Timber obviously is going to overlap, and Party is not going to do that, right? Like,
Hmm.
why would you hinder yourself in such a way to like it really is woke nonsense sometimes, because I'm like, bro, you have a centre back
Yeah.
on the bench. Just play the right back at right back. And I know people say how Timber is a centre back, and I'm not saying that he's not a centre back. What I'm saying is that he has looked great at right back.
I
What?
mean, I'm not saying that he's not centre back, yeah, but like I think it's more a case of he can play centre back.
No, he can play
We
centre back,
watch,
right?
we watch how he play right back though. He too,
Bro, that man lock up Barcola in a wooden box. I will never forget.
yeah,
Right? That man lock up Barcola in a wooden box. And I just be thinking to myself, like, dog, there's no need to tinker with the team so
yeah,
much. Right?
overthinker, yeah,
Right? And
yeah.
and this is the final thing I'll say before we pass it on to Virgil, right? Arteta just confuse me sometimes because
Hmm.
in one breath, he doesn't rotate. Right? And then when he does rotate, he does rotate in such a way that it is be detrimental to the team, right? You all have played 6 games with Party at right back, and you've won one of those games. I think that is enough evidence to show
Was
you.
he one?
I even can't tell you the one. I just saw the statistic. That is one. I can't even tell you what game it is. But the if something continues to not work and you expect different results, trying the same thing over and over, is a definition of insanity, bro. You could see the man losing his mind on the pitch, and everybody knows that it was because of Party. And he sticks out
Yeah,
like a sore thumb at right back. Like
he
we
does.
we all know that what was going to happen, and inevitably it happened. So I can keep saying, bro, the man is confused, man, and he will be the detriment. He will die on his all of his own swords He will die. He will die on the Harvard Hill. He will die on the party at right back hill. He will die on the Marino Hill. I think at this point he dying on the Bayern Calafiori, and he have Lewis Kelly in the team hill. Because I don't know, I don't know how you feel about it, John, but Lewis Kelly has proved to me that y'all really didn't need Calafiori. Because that man is very good for 18-year-old. He's very good. Like, he playing way beyond his years. But if you're going to tell me like you're going to use Calafiori to gradually get him into the team, then fine. But the way I saw it is that Calafiori was a dead-on starter for this team. And now you have an 18-year-old who's proven to be worth his weight in gold. Especially his legs, because that man's legs are real big. So that's all I would say. I find the man is just confused, my boy. I can't follow him. Like, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd rip out my hair every week. I swear to God.
But a single thing that you said there, I think, does not is warrant the conversation, you know. I totally get what you're saying. I think objectively, I don't think that the Kai one should be grouped with the other three, but I do understand how it could end up being.
Okay, but I just say that, right? Was he signed as a forward?
No, he wasn't.
Right. Where is he playing?
He is playing as forward.
Right, so he will die on the sword.
But he has played midfield this season and has done well.
I know, but the majority of time he's played as a forward, right? And he's being used as a centre forward, right? So that's the point. He will die on the Harvard sort of, I need to play this man, regardless, he needs to be in the team. I need to fit him somewhere, whether it's striker, whether it's left centre mid, whether it's right wing, left wing. I need to fit this man into the team. And that's the sword he will die on. Not him playing at striker specifically, that this is a man he wanted to come into the team, and that is the sword he's going to die on.
Yeah, but on me personally, when I think about where we have failed, both between last season not winning the title and then where we are now, is that I think that Kai as a signing has blame to take, but I so think that is so far down the pecking order of things.
Right.
That
Okay. I agree with you.
Wait. No, fair enough, right? But we'll finish with thought process on this, right? And I think that Kai as a signing has been successful from the point of view of that he has been good, baseline good at both positions, and I think feelings in other areas has forced him into a place of importance and dependence that I don't think was initially thought out to be. Because if we think this out, right, he was signed last year. That was after Jesus' first season, right? That you're thinking that Jesus, okay, yeah, he only get to play 24 games in the league, but, you know, he'd come back to some level of fitness, however. Jesus basically missed the whole of last season. I think he featured in 10 games, totality, and ended up in a place where he ended up playing a lot more. And then the same thing happened this season, you know? And I just think, like, what has ended up happening now is that because of injuries in different positions, we ended up where players are being run into the ground and made to look worse than they are because beyond the 60th minute, they didn't have much in them again. You know, I think that he is a prime example of that. And like, I'm not expecting anybody to say like, oh, Kai's is running success or whatever. But my problem is, and Brandon, you could tell me if I lie, because I am 110% sure I tell you this at the start of the year, start of the season, or start of the summer, even last year, is that I think Kai has done enough over the last year, and I will adjust the others too, right? But Kai has done over the second half of last season to warrant starting the next season at striker. But it should not be him alone. I was high on getting somebody like Sesko in because of Sesko's potential to go beyond what Kai could offer, but he coming in at a reputation that he would come and just expect to start one time and get all the minutes and whatever, but they'll compete and they'll come fairly and see it out. What has happened now is that the lack of recruitment in that area has resulted in us depending on Jesus again, depending on Sterling, depending on a 17-year-old who ended up pulling up on his hamstring. And now we on bare bones. And that is besides trying to run your luck with Saka again. You know? And I think that to some extent, I kind of understand why he has to die on the sort of these signings that he has made, because then what else you make them for? You as a manager have to find a way to make it work. But there are things that he should be doing differently. But there's some things that I think are being compounded some of the errors that he's made is being compounded because of some things that are out of his control. For example, if it is that we hear this man say this since Bayern last year come forward now, that they've wanted more attackers, he's wanted more in attack and all that stuff, right? If it was that these attackers, that he did get at least another attacker, or Jesus had stayed fit whole season and actually could have contributed something decent, reasonable, squad player type, and even amongst the error, the mistakes in midfield and the party making errors at right back and stuff. If Arsenal was still scoring enough goals to win, we'd have say, oh well, they have all these issues, but they gain the goals to see them over the line. And it's not like in these games we're not seeing opportunities for the attackers to get more to them. And like, forget Kai. Watch the other two attackers that we have. And to be fair, I think Trossard in particular had a fantastic game. I think Martinelli had a good game. He get a goal though. And that is all I really wanted to ask from him.
But your front line was very good in that game though.
No, yeah.
Even in the board games.
That's why I caveated it. Because it's not that coming on them for this last week. But I talk about the last month. Is that one of the biggest problems that I've had with some of the analysis is this excuse of, oh well, Mataka need 4 chances before he score 1. And they can't take the first one. And that goes for all of them. That goes for Kai, that goes for Martinelli, that goes for Trossard. Like, what? Because, like, they expect us to come up against good teams and make 5 chances for one player for him to get 1. That's not how this works. I'm not expecting everybody to be Salah and Palmer and Saka level, right? But like these guys are expected to make the most of when they get our one opening. Salah, or they draw with Bournemouth midweek, right? Right? When Palmer score, right before that he got a chance, the chip that went far. The second one, when he make it, what happened? He killed, make it count. So these players aren't making it count. And I could fully get Sterling. Yeah, waste of time alone, right? I can fully get dependent on Jesus for another season. That is stupidness. But Martinelli and Trossard, I don't think it was unreasonable going to the season expecting more end product from the two of them. I don't think at all. And I don't think that the conditions that they playing under is so different to the ones that made them try. Martinelli maybe a little bit because he went from having a Xhaka type behind him to then Kai. But then when Declan come back in, he started to play better, injuries, whatever. But I don't think the system, the setups are so different that they can't be performing. And we're not getting that level of execution from the front line to bail out whatever mistakes we have at the back. I think I said this on the last pod that the show we had together, right? Still have the second most possessions, one in the final third.
Mm-hmm.
And we are mid-table for shots and mid-table for goals after that. You want to know how we score after win against Spurs, Brandon? We win the ball high up and we convert a turnover. The first time I see a goal like that in how long? And a lot of that comes down to individual quality. And I fully get lambasting the board and Arteta because he has us saying it, and the men who come in the last window, right? But even if you're watching ones that was there from before. And it's men and the men who we have praised because they have shown a level. The back some Brandon, right? What do you think is the most goals in a season Diaz has scored? Guess, just guess.
In the Prem?
Prem, yeah.
12?
No. Virgil, how much do you think it is?
Diaz.
It's less.
10?
Less.
7?
One more. 8.
8?
How much do you think it is that Gakpo has scored?
Oh, it can't be plenty. He didn't play on the cup anyway.
5. Nunes.
Matthias?
No.
Or Darwin? No, sorry. Or Darwin scored 11 last season.
11, right?
Yeah.
And these are numbers. And like if I go even into Man City, Doku, well, right. Grealish, right. Savio, right. And you see what I'm going with this, right? These attackers that we call it, Kai, Martinelli, and Trossard, all of whom have scored 13 or more league goals in a season for Arsenal. So I don't think it was unreasonable to expect that from these guys. But we're not getting it. And the thing is now, understandably, because this is just the nature of the job, it all turning on the coach. With these players who have proven to you before that they could execute at a certain level, all of a sudden stop. or decline for different reasons. Trossard again, older matter, not rounded out how we thought he would have been. Kai is a career-known inconsistent finisher. All these things coming together. And you know, right there, also sure that Kai is the one that's scoring the goals. Kai have the most goals in the team. He is who's at stake. Well, he is going to take the ACL. You know? Odegaard has 0 goals in the Premier League. Sorry, for the whole campaign, he has no competition has he scored in from open play. His 1 goal this season has come from the spot. And if you watch the games, from my perspective, it just comes down to final to the application. Odegaard has had 30 shots in the last 7 games or something like that, and 0 goals. This is a guy who scored 15 2 seasons ago, all non-penalty. And so, what I think the issue is, and I read this the other day that, you know, Arsenal has PSR headroom of 167 million. Like, that's huge headroom. The other side of this is, right now where we stand, Brandon, I totally agree with you. Mourinho is a flop. Calafiori is a flop. Totally agree with you. Right now, last summer window looks terrible. Now, for all we know, second half of the season, when some run, God knows what happened, right? And they look better. But my point is to you, is that we watch City and we watch Liverpool. Dog, Doku's a successful signing? No, well, not right now. Did that stop them from buying Savio? No, it did not. Is Grealish a successful signing? Well, if you ask Patrick, it is. For everybody else, 100 million signing? No, it has not. Phillips, is Darwin Núñez a successful signing for Liverpool this weekend? He is, right?
Yeah.
This is that big clubs are allowed to misspend money, you know. But like, I don't know if it is the board or what it is that is so afraid to make a mistake with the forward signings, boy. And I was listening to this pod a while ago. This was right after Edu had said that he left, and somebody said that something that they noticed is that in harder negotiations, he has failed. And what you do notice is that attackers are harder to negotiate than midfielders and defenders because there are so much more midfielders and defenders on the market. With the exception of Declan Rice, which obviously was sort of by City, these guys are plentiful. If it is you don't sign one left back, you have a next left back. If you sign one centre back, you have a next centre back, and you just keep going like that. But attackers are competitive. When we wanted Rafinha, 2 other clubs wanted Rafinha. When we wanted Modric, Chelsea wanted Modric. When we wanted Vlahovic, Juventus wanted Vlahovic. And it's constantly a case like this. But the club need to make some moves. Because what was the funny thing I tell you is going to laugh at me for Brandon is that, and I'm being very serious when I say this, and it's not going to get into the pod, so again, it's on record, is that if the club does not show a serious level of ambition this window, I gotta wash my hands. Like, I done. Now, obviously, we still watch the games, whatever, right? I'm not gonna support no other club. But I am done emotionally investing myself into the club, expecting them to want to win the biggest things if they aren't going to do that. And regardless of what you think of Arteta or whatever it is, the level of spending investment on the whole and on the forward line alone does not line up. And even if you thought that the start of the season was good enough, we are now into a season where only 3 outfield players have not been injured. Wake up, bro. And I don't care if you're going to overpay. That's life, though. Brandon, the 21st, and Virgil, sorry. The 21st of December, Saka went down injured. You telling me that you had 10 days between then and the start of the window and you didn't have something lined up? That is unserious. So if it is, what they're showing me, boy, is that regardless of who the manager is, they aren't willing to go over the line. They're cool, dog. I good. I gotta take the Patrick road because I actually talked to Patrick about this already. I gotta just be a general view of the game and find ways to try and distance myself emotionally because I'm not doing that anymore. What sense it make that I see in this team be like 2-3 players away and you content just sitting down there, boy? What sense that make? If we had another few attackers on it, who gives a shit about defensive errors? So when Liverpool beat Southampton 3-2, you feel anybody had care that they scored the 2? They conceded 2, sorry. Or when them concede to God knows who, because the City just concede to everybody. You feel anybody cares? No. But nobody actually think that Arsenal off the bench could do anything to change things in attack. And that's not good enough. And from what we could see, The manager has been asking for this for nearly a year now. So it has to be something beyond that. And it can't be that the 70 million that we spent in the summer, because yes, Arsenal only spent 70 million in the summer, was all that he had, and he chose to just use that 70 million on the defender and the midfielder. It has to be beyond that. And so we'll see. What do you have anything you want to add, bro?
Yeah, Arsenal game, nah, not really, not really.
Well, more Arsenal in general, because you know the funny thing, I am obviously saddened by what's going on, right? But you know, the funny thing is that like we going through real shipness right now. We still second. We third in the Champions League. And if we actually could be serious about ourselves, because Bournemouth showed nothing possible, we could go to St. James's Park and make a game of it in our semi-final. All is not lost. It just takes the club to react a little bit. And I don't care if it is seen as impulsive or you overpay or whatever. Show ambition. Big clubs are allowed to flop. Dog, Brandon, I swear, what was I say? I don't mean this no harm, right, dog? But watch Vega, I can't remember his first name. They just tell him no, right? Dog, you're allowed to write off signings. Like, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to buy somebody, realize that work out, cut your losses before it's too late and you can't get the money for them anymore. City, we see the Phillips and the God knows who else.
Alvarez.
No,
they make insane bank, but they make insane bank on Alvarez and they sold him.
Yeah.
Brother, God as my witness. Last year summer, 2023 summer, I was begging for us to sell Smith Rowe. And it wasn't that I didn't think he could have contributed to win. But I knew at that point we'd get 40, 50 million for him. But we take too long. We always take too long to sell these assets, boy. And yeah. But yeah, Virgil, in general, if you have anything to add on Arsenal.
Not sure.
No, but bro, no, go ahead, Vic. I'll see what I have to say after that.
No, all I was going to say, true. I feel like with Arsenal, I feel like Arsenal just have some points where they don't necessarily know what they want to do. They will look around and see the blueprints from other clubs. And I feel like at this point, we're looking at the transition from last season to this season, and they're seeing that how big City drop off right now. So obviously you're looking around and seeing, okay, well, this could be a time because technically from last season they were literally second best, but they've seen all these other teams who did well last season and continuously improve, and right now looking in much better form, taking like much better momentum than Arsenal. Look at it like when Arsenal look around and look at it like Aston Villa, and seeing the fact that they had Watkins who was banging in goals all the time, and then they happened to
Virgil, I can just pause here for 1 second. Somebody made a list of all the attacking groups in the league, dog, and I kid you not, I don't think as a group that Arsenal are even in like the top 7 or 8 or something.
But John, I told you that recently. Remember, I told you that Havertz is like 11th in the scoring table of top scorers in the league.
Yeah,
That's like the same thing. Like when you look at it, you're like, oh wow, well, maybe not.
No, yeah, and I think like it's so much gambles that they took, and like I can see the logic in some of it, you know, like you take the logic that Martinelli would progress further, that Trossard would at least as a bench player do this. Havertz starting as a striker had a sample data. I was seeing this. Saka not being injured, these kind of things. But like I just feel like for so long we try to run the risk of not spending money in the front line, dog, and like we know what this has showed me, boy. That one, obviously, Bukayo is disrespected. Secondly, dog, my dog been covering sins that nobody else seen because they got to run a form since he has been out the side. This got some so agenda like boy, but has been deplorable, dog. And what it has showed me, dog, is that if it don't have Saka right in the whole this man hand, dog, he not as creative as people think he is, dog.
Bro, that man is your captain, isn't he?
Yeah. And he's a good captain. He's misused.
You think so?
I think he's for like the stuff that he does off the field that like I'm aware of. I think he's a good captain.
No, let me talk on the field. We are talking off the field. Talking on the field.
Well, I think he performed.
All this. That ain't making no sense, bro. That's as bad as Zinchenko's huddles, in my opinion. Like it's not adding nothing, bro. Like the man, dog, he's a performative captain. That's how I'll put it there. When you really need him to step up, John, that penalty against United, That is
No, but
crucify him for that.
but you know what? What really upset me about that boy, though, boy, is that I know Kai went on to miss his own, boy. But it have two men on the field who is known better penalty takers than you, boy, and you know the club in a rut. You know what you're right, dog. That is bad captaincy to me, you know, because you know the club in a rut. You know how much we need that win, dog. And they have Jorginho and Kai both have supreme penalty records to you on the field, dog. And you take that boy, dog, boy. Now, and you know how you play in these last few years. Nah, boy, no, boy. That rubbish to me, boy.
Yeah.
That was wrong. That real upset me, boy. I like, yeah. Sorry, Virgil. Sorry.
No,
I
you
didn't
see.
mean to cut you off.
But yeah, but the main thing going back looking at the whole all the different samples that Arsenal have around them. You're looking at teams making the gamble, and Aston Villa have John Duran coming in, who is a wonderful second striker. We know how Watkins was. We're looking at teams right now banging in goals. We're seeing striking partners with Brentford. We're looking at all the other teams doing stuff, and it's at a point when City had momentum, when you saw City reach out and take the likes of players like Mahrez from other teams in the Prem who are probably proven they could slot in, and ideally wanted Mahrez to be the second choice winger, and he ended up in that spot. But have times where you can see Arsenal really would only go for the safest option when it comes to bringing a transfer. It'll be like somebody where there's no fight to get that player. Somebody could just easily come in, could just
Virgil,
easily slot
I
in.
fully agree with you, boy. Because I'm telling you, dog, everything that has screamed of, and this is where I genuinely believe it is fall at Edu, boy. And I tell you, all these stuff that leaks as this man leave, boy, leads me to really believe it is on him, Because I have not seen the only negotiation I have seen Arsenal go in that like another team was visibly competing for, and we get him was Rice. And I think part of that had to do with like which team he was going to in terms of like
Basically,
be competing with Rodri compared to he actually
facts.
started his team and stuff like that, right? But like, dog, this one was a horrible negotiator, boy. And like, I can't, dog. The attacking signings that Arsenal have actually gotten over the line is Jesus City was pushing out, and a Trossard who was being pushed out of Brighton. This man has not gone up with anybody and made any kind of okay, well, we benefit you with the structure or this, that, the other,
and it also come down of like a ruffling a little feathers. Like you're looking at certain teams out there in Europe, and you'll want to do whatever you have to do to kind of turn their players' head towards Arsenal. But the one thing you can always say, it have all these players out here. We're looking at City immediately ruffling some feathers and looking to bring in Mamouche when it had other teams looking at him. Arsenal,
Virgil, can we all admit that we are in somewhat of I don't want to go there yet because the actual national team is kind of trash, right? But we're in a generation where Brazil is producing talent a dime a dozen, right?
Yeah.
All I want to know what Edu Walker was before he come to Arsenal. He was the director of football for the Brazil National Association, though.
Yeah.
Right? You tell me the only man out of Brazil this man get for Arsenal is
Marquinhos, who doesn't play.
Dog, that man tried to sign Bruno Guimaraes 3 times and failed by dog. But what kind of Brazilian you is? Like, I don't that sound like joke. I mean, it's so serious with you. Like, dog, the amount of times, like, I actually went through this. I was talking about it was somewhere the other day, though, of how many times that we end up getting nobody or the B option because Edu couldn't get what was the first one is so frequent, dog. I asked Patrick this the other day. I was like, dog, let's be honest. Would Jesus have been at Arsenal if Vlahovic actually did get over the line? No, he would not have been. But we end up there. And the only person, and the only way that he actually get our signing over the line is because the City was pushing him out the door. You think the City wanted to keep him? They actually would have gave him sign? No.
I've been honest.
They would not.
I've been honest. If Jesus didn't have City on his resume, Arsenal was not going to get him.
I agree with that totally. I didn't say him about Zinchenko as well.
Going to get this man.
I didn't say
but Zinchenko is not a case of getting the backup because it was well known that someone too that Arsenal wanted Lisandro Martinez for better or for worse, but they wanted him. And when did they get him? Oh well, let me go and get another one-away City player, Zinchenko. Like there's commonalities amongst these things, and I'm hoping that they change. But my thing is, I genuinely believe that we are talking about things that whether it is Arteta, is Inzaghi, is Sean Dyche, is Sam Allardyce, these things don't going to change unless where the board is at what their mentality towards this squad is. Because if you're telling me that you're going to cut investment for better or for worse, once you think the team is a stable Champions League club, then we just go back into one years and I good on that. I don't need that in my life. I don't want to be supported by a team that want to do Champions League and cup runs.
You know that honestly come down, sir, because we could really say that a lot of the Premier League players will know a lot more than we know behind the scenes. They'll definitely know a lot more. And it really does not seem like players in the Prem could look at Arsenal and say Arsenal have a solid plan to offer them. Because we look at the likes of how much players you see players, even if Arsenal link with players in the Prem, whatever, they'll quicker make that move. Like look at that time when Arsenal was pushing at for Douglas Luiz. Man decided to make that move to Juve, which not really working out. But you could tell a lot of players right now, Arsenal don't have a plan to offer players. They don't necessarily could say, all right, well, we right now we're so close to City, we're trying to dominate City, we're trying to build on the momentum and push for the league. There are a lot of players who joined City.
I mean, if the goal was to be above City this season, well,
imagine that. Imagine you finally get above City and you don't win the league. That's so Arsenal.
That's crazy. Honestly, we're looking at.
I want me to wrap up here though, because we really need to go and talk with somebody else.
Yeah, but the main thing is we honestly looking at Arsenal out there. I really don't think Arsenal could convince a lot of players in the Prem who are proven that they would need to come and join the project. City used to pull players off the fact that players just want to win a league, and they would just join the club and just say, all right, they could just win a league. Arsenal literally don't have that plan. Or I really don't see people, those. I don't. It's not even down to the players. It's really down to.
Or just pay them 800k. That's always an easy one too. What do you think about Haaland's outside in the 9-year deal with Virgil? Or should I say 115-month deal?
I mean, you need stuff like that. If you have those type of assets, you have to lock them down. And if you have to do those Chelsea type contracts, you need to lock down those type of players.
Well, I guess since I say that we can might as well segue into City one time. Virgil, wait, what 6-1 or 6-0?
6-0.
Whoa, they keep a clean sheet too. Look at
Crazy.
that.
Why, right?
But Foden rounding into form. And the attack seems to be scoring again. So how are you feeling, Virgil?
This obviously this game is like perfect timing. Not necessarily something to write home about or anything. If we went to this game and struggled, then before saying the season was over, you'll officially have to say at this point just throw the season in the bin. Because if we were struggling to Ipswich, so this is nothing. A City in form, a City out of form. This is something that's supposed to be standard. And with this, hopefully now, I'm not going to say next game or in these other things we have something to build off on. But the only thing we can build off on really is the players have confidence. Some of the players was able to try new things. Some of the players was able to get some minutes, be able to, Pep was able to think a little bit. And maybe that could bring a little confidence in trying a little different things or adding a whole different dynamic when it comes to games where we're struggling against those tough oppositions. Because again, we have big games coming up. I think we're playing Arsenal soon. And Chelsea. So yeah, I really feel like there's really, no matter what state City in, this is a standard win. So there's nothing for me to really celebrate about.
But the person who would be celebrating this game, Brandon, would possibly be Pep's ex-wife now, because she probably get a good bit of settle.
Bro, that the funniest thing is that as it happened, as that all happened, they started to improve the results. It's actually very funny. There's no correlation, but it just so happened that the results change. Yeah. Bro, I just want to say quickly on City. I think this is what I always call a professional performance, because what do you want to say?
No, go ahead. No.
Yeah, no, this is what I call a professional performance, that you go to one of these teams that you 100%. Should beat, and you beat them emphatically. And when I knew City were back, for lack of a better phrase, he took off Haaland. They play in PSG in midweek. He doesn't need Haaland to play 90 minutes. the game was done at 3-0. The game was done at halftime. He brought on Haaland just to get a little few minutes, and he took him off. That's what big clubs do. They win games, they take off their players, they rest them. They don't. Pep. I hopefully he gets that.
PSG, they have any week?
Yes, it's PSG.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he had to.
PSG.
So that to me, that's why this game was a good sign of intent for me, because Pep seems like, fellas, this is now or never. We had to do everything now. Like, we had to win, we had to get rest as much as possible, and we need to win. So I can't rest here. So you either win the game early and I rest here, or you don't rest at all. So I thought from that perspective, I'm quite worried about the directions the team going in terms of the rest of the league, because can they lose a game? We will find out.
Virgil, I need to ask you, who is your spotlight player? In case you're unaware of what this is just some player from the game that you want to highlight. It could be a good or a bad, and you just give me a little small explanation of it.
Well, then my spotlight player would definitely have to go to Foden, because not only just from him getting the man in the match and everything. I felt like, as we talk about, this is something that same thing I expected from the club, expected from players like Foden, where they need to take these chances to really get back in the form, and obviously build a little stride, build a little momentum from it. So I felt the way that how a lot of these players play, including him, handled it professionally. They went out there, was ruthless. They was basically fighting back that form. So I mean, I could have given it to a lot of the players, for the whole team, for just the whole performance. But I mean, the main thing is we've been needing Foden to step up. So this is hopefully this is where that's that first step where you could just keep going, just keep building from there.
You have 6 and 6, bro. That's kind of cracked.
Because that go back to the conversation when you're looking back and saying, we're talking about players where you expected more, obviously going to see them with everything. Remember from when De Bruyne got injured and all that early. Not even before the injury, when we look
I
at
didn't even
De Bruyne,
think it's any coincidence that De Bruyne back and they found their way to score goals again.
Yeah, because I mean, well, when you really look back on how long that struggle is, there's so much games you could pinpoint. So I feel like so much things you could look at. But the main thing is, even before, we saw how De Bruyne was last year from that injury, and we saw him obviously getting old, and his fitness from this whole season was everybody. The expectation was not for them before, but now it was expected from we need you. We almost in transition time. We need the new generation, and you are supposed to be the star. We're not. Yeah, hard on everything. You will literally are the star boy. We need you to shine. So that's why I feel like for games like this, where he's able to do this and obviously get back into form. So yeah, hopefully you want Foden to build on that, because going the season, you can't really say that he wasn't wasn't expecting him.
Cool, keeping it in the city, Manchester. Hey, for what it's worth though, big up Amad Diallo for the hat-trick midweek, dog. Yep. Because he saved a lot of them tears. Well, all really what he was doing was postponing the tears for this weekend. When João Pedro, and Co. wet them up. And Salik, I'm gonna ask you obviously to give me your thoughts, but I want you to expand on the point that you said of going back to the question: are the players good enough to play the system? And I'm not asking you plenty. And to give me a spotlight player for the game.
Well, I'll give him a spotlight player immediately. That would be Andre Onana, who again has made another error. Error.
Dog. I see people big and online. I was like, why he could not play the FA Cup game? Like, why he could not play that game? Dog?
Bro, all I'm waiting right now is for Daniel to come and tell me why the grass was too short, and that's why it slipped out of Onana's hands. Because they have no excuse for this, bro. Like, what, why? Just why? There's no reason for this. You are here too long to continuously be doing this, right? And whether you want to say it's a Ten Hag problem, and this I think is the main point here, right? And this will answer your question, by the way. We had a problem with Ten Hag, right? And we crucified him for signing players, right? We crucified him for that, right? And now that there's a new manager, everybody is like, wow, maybe these players are terrible. And Ten Hag will have to take the blame for that because he signed all of them. However, as a player, bro, come on, man. You're playing for arguably one of the most storied club in the world. one of probably the biggest storied club in England, and this is what you're doing. I don't know if you saw my tweet, John, but I posted this. I also I've had this problem with football that I think footballers don't play with any pride anymore. Rest in peace to Dennis Law, one of the greatest Scottish players to ever play the game, to ever play for Man United. Right? This guy died this week, right? And you telling me your next game at home, you lose with a mistake like that? Come on, man! Like have some respect for the people that built the club that you are playing for right now. And the next thing is these players. This I can't. I'm not trying to diminish the difficulty of playing a different system, right? However, some of the things I see these fellas doing, boy, I just be like, come, like seriously, like I saw Garnacho shoot from a 30-degree angle today. I'm like, bro, did you really think that was gonna score? Like, did you really, in your heart, did you believe that was gonna score? Like, did you think you scored a Puskas winner goal once and you're just gonna score Puskas goals every season now? Like,
Brandon, I need to pause it here because I believe that shot is more plausible than any club paying the rumored 70 million that he's been out touted for this week.
Bro, and some people don't want to sell him. Could you believe that for 70 million? You think he ever going to be 70 million again in his life? I don't think so. But whatever. Anyway, and then the further point is, I feel like I've asked this question for my entire life on Corner Flag Talk. Where are the goals? Where donde está? Donde están los goals? Those goals. Where are they? Please, somebody tell me why it is that this team, no matter what system they play, they can't score goals. Why? They scored a penalty today. Do you know, Virgil, do you know how many shots on target United had today?
Nah, how much?
Take a guess. Just any guess.
I thought it was like 3 or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5.
1.
You gotta say
The
1.
penalty.
No.
The penalty. Bro, this is a serious institution, Like I don't understand, bro. I'm not a United fan, but I just hate to see these kind of things happen, bro. Like this is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you are doing this constantly, bro. We are going to look back on this years from now and say, bro, De Gea leaving was the start of everything wrong. As you go along the line, everything is just going to be terrible and terrible and terrible.
Yeah.
Like I have nothing positive to say about United, bro. Nothing.
No, like what we release, we here for. We hear nothing positive about United. Long may continue. Another team.
But next week we'll have something positive to say, though. But the week after that, we might not. So you know how it does go.
To keep it on teams that in a downward spiral. Tottenham Hotspurs, who lost 3-1 to David Moyes' Everton.
It's Moyes.
And it was very dog. It was crazy. Virgil, I don't know if you saw this game. Did you see this game? I don't think you did.
Nah, I didn't see it. I was following though. So when I saw my phone notification for the third goal to go, and I was like, wow. I had to double check, I double check. I was like,
I just wanted to ask you, Virgil, do you think that Ange is in being sacked territory? Or do you think they probably just waited to see if he gets to the cup final? Then they'll sack him.
I honestly when Ange came in, his first year was last year. Yeah, started last year. So you see, I would honestly want to say yeah, because that is how a big club would operate. But I feel for Spurs, if they are to do this and get rid of Ange, you're really not confident what direction they'll go, because they can't. And not to say that okay, it have any major problems that was solely down to Ange, that they're going to bring in somebody more capable who could turn this around. They are basically going to come and be using the same terrible bricks that they have there to build a terrible house, and without the foundation, and they're going to continue. So I literally feel when they made that decision to bring in Ange, trust me, they remember when there are a lot of other managers they could have also go for. They brought in Ange to put the confidence in him because they like the style of play he had and everything. I really feel they have to sit down with Ange and try to figure out a next plan or something, because you can't bring a next manager. I mean, when it comes to City, they do everything. When it comes to put City Spurs in Champions League final, put City and Spurs in Champions League final, you know what you're getting. So, But
Hey,
honestly,
sir.
they have to sit down
Ah.
with Ange and come some with the manager because
Hey,
to bring
speaking
somebody
of
else.
Spurs, I just thought to say in a bad week, well, a bad day for Arsenal, bring up a dog trust for what you do, Pedro Porro, because
Oh my
dog,
lord.
dog, dog. After he do that, right? The ref stopped the game. The whole boy wasn't injured. He just stopped out of sheer embarrassment for the man. Because I can't remember the last time I see Arsenal play at all, let alone drop a man like that. No, he went in full split in it. After that.
Bro, I thought he
All right,
damaged his ACL, you know.
no, I
I
thought
thought
he
he tore
was
his ACL.
injured.
I thought he tore his ACL, bro.
Brandon, I need to ask you very quickly, and you'll make this short for me because you will. Who's your player of the match, the spotlight player for this game?
For the Everton Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Iliman Injai.
He
Bro, that guy is so good, bro. He reminds me a lot of Morgan
is
Rogers.
actually very good.
He's like he's and Morgan Rogers are very similar. I find like they have a very similar play style. I really like him a lot, bro. But I mean, my other spotlight player would be Ange because, bro, you have like 500 injuries, bro. Stop playing the same style of football now, please. Just
Agreed.
something different now, like partly boss or
Yeah.
something now, please,
Wait, but I
please.
know really to reach this far, we even talk about pooling. But very
As
quickly,
usual for the whole season,
Yeah.
as usual.
That's
very
right.
quickly, Brandon. Liverpool obviously went to the death, and they didn't win it to the end. 2 goals from Darwin Núñez. And hey, look, we talked about before about like your whole attack contributing. This is him, and just so that he can't say that I did not reference his notes, I'm going and pull up just something that he said here. Where the part on Núñez? Núñez was rewarded for his constant energy and commitment. Great movement meant he was on hand to convert across from Trent, whose commitment to the team was evident in a match worthy performance. But his second goal showed what he's capable of. And once again, he comes up with a moment where he can kick on from. Hopefully, he finally does because it's been 3 seasons now of waiting. Massive goals in the title race, and Liverpool are rewarded with his good performance. So big up Darwin, dog. And unless you can say something different, I think Darwin or Trent is probably a nominees for the spotlight player in this game.
Well, yeah, I think easily that is the case. I also would like to spotlight Van Dijk. I think Loki Van Dijk has probably been the best defender in the league, like single-handedly the best defender. He probably not in the best defense in the league, but I think he is the best
Yeah.
defender in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I also would like to highlight one more thing about Liverpool, and I'll pass it on to you
Yeah.
guys. But very short. They were at the end of the game. Liverpool brought on Chiesa, Harvey Elliott, and Curtis Jones. Right? Harvey Elliott assisted Nunez's goal, right? Which was passed to him by Chiesa. I thought Chiesa came on looked really good, by the way. And this is the point I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to make. I've said this before on the pod, and I'll just reiterate it. They always say defense wins titles, but I would like you all to tell me a title-winning team that didn't have the best attack in the league.
Yeah,
And the
I
truth
agree with
is,
that.
you can't, because the best attack in the league always wins the league, because they do.
Yeah.
Whatever year it is, they always do. Whether it's Vardy and
Yeah.
Mahrez, whether it's Drogba and Lampard,
Bro.
whether it's Henry and Bergkamp, is always the best attack. They always have the best defense, but they have the best attack. And that is what Liverpool have. They have players, bro, Chiesa, that's free signing, bro. Or whatever he is, 15 million
Yeah.
or whatever.
Basically
free. You know? You all could have taken him, John. I'll keep saying that until the season is over. Like, bro, impact. That's what they have. That's the type of players. Yeah, every single Liverpool player is an impact player, and that is why they are where they are right now. That's why they play so well. Look at Núñez. We have said so much things about Núñez impact. This is similar to the Newcastle game from last season, and he's done it again this season. When they look back on the season, this could be a big moment for them, and they will never forget him because of that. And that's all you need. You need people like that, and I'll give him his praise for that, because he single-handedly won the game, bro. Single-handedly.
Yeah. Virgil, I ain't gonna ask them some more Liverpool. I really would
Yeah.
like us to keep
No,
this
yeah,
moving
yeah,
along.
please, yeah.
The last one though is, did you manage to watch any of the Newcastle versus Bournemouth?
Nah.
That was early in the morning, bro.
It was early in the morning. I did catch like the first 15 minutes before I left to leave home. But Newcastle lost their winning streak this weekend going. And Bournemouth have an undefeated run. We'd have like a good bit of draws in it. But Bournemouth are in a healthy position in the league. So, Brandon, I'm going to ask you, are you finally ready to give Bournemouth some flowers?
Well, you know they did this last season as well, right? They had an insane run.
Mm.
You know that, right? Like a 12-game run
Yeah.
of incredible results. So I would like to see them build on this, and hopefully they could
But to be
continue to
fair,
keep.
they did really well. I think what I do think needs praise regardless is they have managed in the aggregate at least found a way to replace Solanke's goals. You
Bro,
know?
forget Solanke. Mid-season, they have replaced all of their players. They have
Yeah.
the I think they have the worst injury list in the entire league. Like everybody is injured for them. And if they've lost their two strikers, bro, and Justin Kluivert scores a hat trick when two
And it
strikes.
wasn't played.
That is what
I
you
wasn't
need.
fair.
That is what you need in the league, bro. You need players like that. I will never say a bad word against this man. Hat trick, bro, at St. James's Park. Please.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, please. I could do that, please.
Jeez. I'd also like to say, before you move on from this, Isaac's 8 goal consecutive scoring
Big
streak.
up Jamie
It's
Vardy
broken.
because it's not easy.
Bro, Jamie Vardy's, that is immortalized. People say every season,
But-
hey, you getting close, you know.
Yeah.
Can you
Brad,
snap on my finger?
well, since I know you did watch it, give me a spotlight player for this game.
For the Bournemouth game?
Mhm.
Oh, easily Kluivert, bro. Easy. Too good, bro. Too good.
Just right now, who y'all think is the surprise team you all have right now to get our fourth spot in the Champions League?
Ooh.
Would Forest count as a surprise at this point?
Yes, they still do count as a surprise.
Well, it had to be Forest, bro. Like, jeez. Bro, they level on points all day, you know.
No, I know that, but this, bro, we all had that for rally. Well, most of us had us for early.
Bro,
They still-
this is, you know what this is? This is the Spurs disease, bro. Nuno was always a good manager, bro. He just went to Spurs and we all thought he was crap.
Facts. Absolute
Dog,
facts.
that's crazy.
Bro, people forget what Nuno had Wolves doing, you know, bro. This guy had
Look,
Wolves.
he had Wolves in Europe.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
This guy
Yeah.
had Wolves in Europe, bro, and like we just like.
And I
Spurs,
would like
mean,
to say,
terrible.
he's playing a whole different system now than what he was playing at Wolves.
Yes.
And still doing excellent.
Big up Chris Wood.
Big up Chris Wood. All right, cool. But forget that then. Let me just do a quick roundup of Europe. I want to say that dog Mbappe has been in form. Now Real might not have been doing the best all the time, but dog Mbappe has been scoring some goals recently. That yeah, boy, he might really be back on it. And I just want to say dog, when they signed Trent in January, the second half of the season, run that them about to put on the Champions League, you don't want to face them.
Did Vinicius
They might lay a score.
No, Vinny.
No, he did not.
That Hendrick though.
Interesting.
Hendrick's come midweek too. But you know, you don't want to play them. Because if Vinicius come back and just slot in to find his form while Mbappe playing like this stuff, and I find Judas playing really well as well. They are going to be a problem. Yeah, we might see them retain. No, honestly, I can see them retaining the UCL if they keep going like this. Because with them, it's not necessarily about being the best at everything in this. Being best in your moment. And nobody is better at being the best at your moment than Real Madrid. Barcelona this weekend. I want to say that they won though. No, they drew.
They drew, bro.
Getafe.
Bro, these guys
That's
are not
correct.
serious, bro. They're not serious.
Yeah. And Atletico Madrid finally lost a game.
Finally lost a game, yeah.
It's
Bro, Griezmann's game was horrible. Probably the worst performance of his career. Terrible.
Damn.
Yeah,
But that
horrible
meant
game.
that
He missed a
Real,
pen as well.
that meant that Real went
Real
back to
are
the top of the table.
Top of the table.
So
Mhm.
they are 7 points clear of Barca. Who would I imagine telling them that? Yeah, you know the point.
Bro.
They had the 2 Clásicos this season. They hold 9 and scored 2 in it. Like
Bro, it doesn't matter, bro.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Like being for real, you would trade that. You'll take big licks, but then if you have a 7-point gap, who cares?
Bro, do you remember when they were like 12 points ahead of Real at the start of the season?
Dog, it was something like 7.
That's
So
a
that
19 point swing, you know.
That is a phenomenal swing. Bayern also won this weekend.
Yeah.
I think,
anyways,
did
don't really care
Dortmund
about it.
lose? I think Dortmund.
Yeah,
I think Dortmund lost 3-2 on Friday.
Yeah, this week it was
Yeah.
against Frankfurt. Yeah.
Syria didn't start back yet. Or they did. No,
Yeah,
they did.
I think McTominay scored again. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Napoli looking crazy.
I go in mad or something because I'm not seeing Syria here. Or Juve beat
You will be
Milan.
Milan, Napoli, and Atalanta. I'll play this weekend.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yes.
a big weekend.
So
And Napoli won.
in a big
And Napoli
clash,
won.
3-2.
Well, Lukaku scored the winner, which in itself it says a lot, right? Which means that the table right now does have Napoli in first. But you know what I find so weird, boy? I mean, I get that he wants away. I get that he's not being paid a lot, but Kava still leaving mid-title run, bro. Like that I still find that crazy, boy.
Bro,
But
you know the three pillars of that title winning team are all gone. Kavara,
yeah,
Osimhen, and
Yeah.
Kim.
I Kim.
They're just
Yeah.
gone.
And the first.
And at first, the grass might be greener, bro. You never know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really done. Some of the rumors I've been seeing this January, some of the wildest I've seen, boy. And I mean, I really realized, boy, that like this generation of football, everybody grasping to really find the player to be a great because nobody's sure. Everybody seeing a bunch of talent that's really good, sometimes not good. And like, though, you know how mad this market had to be. I like. Something like the fan get hear this and get vexed with me. Eh? But dog, Garnacho is absolute dog shit. I don't care. Like he's a terrible player. He at 70 million. You know? The rumor price is 70 million. You know? That is crazy. You know?
John, there's a phrase that you use very often that it describes the current footballing environment. Please say it for me. You know what it is. You know what it is.
Christ, wait.
Say it. It starts with a R. Say it for me. Come on.
Is a phrase that start with R?
Is a phrase you just use all the time.
Reverted to the mean.
Correct is right, my
Reverted to the
friend.
mean.
Correct is
Hey.
right.
Well
Correct
done, well
is
done.
right.
Hey, I'll take that. All right, cool. For this last 10 minutes here, well, we won't take 10 minutes. We're gonna do the Champions League predictions. Well, Virgil, it wasn't here last week when the last time when we started keep score, but you're going to scoreboard from now. And I'll get Brandon,
Yeah.
I'll get Patrick to send in his own as well. So
All right.
the current scores is that we all had 11.
Wow.
Because we all got 11 out there. Yeah, you remember that? All of us got 11 out of 18
I
or
forgot.
whatever it was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we moving from there. Oh, to be fair, Chelsea are playing tomorrow, host and Wolves. But I mean, I know you all are not really in the best of form right now, Brandon. Not in
That's why we
front
did the
of
pot
goal,
today.
in scoring. Yeah. All right, Tuesday. Let me get one thing. Champions League. Atalanta versus Sturm Graz.
Hey, John.
No, wait. Before you say anything, I want to say, so the player that I really like from Sturm Graz, he left.
Wow, where'd he go?
He gone Monaco for 12 million.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he cup tied?
I don't know. I don't know how cup tie works in Europe now. Because I do know that before it was whatever, and then they changed it to that you could play the second stage. But technically we're not in the second stage yet. So I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know if he. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll look that up. Thanks for telling me that.
I'll see if he scored this week for Monaco.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Atalanta versus Sturm Graz. I go in Atalanta.
Atalanta, bro.
Yeah, Atalanta.
But he hat trick. I say that too.
Ooh, you want extra points for everything? He hat trick.
Nah,
But if he don't score a hat trick, you gotta get minus one. Could I?
That's crazy rule.
No, no. So Daniel last time he said that Jonathan Davis was gonna get a hat trick. But if he didn't score at least one, he had to get minus one, and he did get a minus one because of that. Monaco hosting Aston Villa. I'm gonna go for a draw though.
I'm gonna go for Villa win. I think the Arsenal game will give them a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, I'm going for Villa win.
But I really like Monaco too. Like they're really good this season too.
Well, to be fair, I swear I just saw it somewhere, but I swear Monaco was on a little win run in France.
They've been very good this season, like very good.
They have been. Anyways, cool. Then next we have Atletico Madrid hosting Leverkusen.
Oh my god,
that's a huge one. And just because they need it more, I'm gonna say Atletico Madrid will find a way and they'll win.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go Leverkusen at the death. Wait, who's hosting?
Atletico.
To go hosting the. I going for a
Shades of
draw.
Chelsea, shades of Batshuayi in the Metropolitan.
Woo!
They will pull it at that. They will pull
Fair
it at that.
enough. Fair enough. Virgil, what are you going for?
I going for a draw.
Nice. Then we have Benfica hosting Barca. I'm gonna go Barca.
Oh my god.
Benfica
that's very
hosting
wrong, you know.
Barca.
I'll go for a draw.
Benfica hosting, yeah.
I'll go for a draw.
Taking Barca winning that.
Then we have Bologna hosting Dortmund. I'm gonna go for a draw.
Oh god, Lord have mercy. Didn't Dortmund sign somebody recently?
I really can't remember why.
I'll go for Dortmund. I'll go for Dortmund.
Virgil.
I go for Dortmund. Yeah, I go for Dortmund.
And Bruges hosting Juventus.
Draw.
That's a good one.
In good Juventus style, draw.
Yeah, I gotta
I
go draw.
want to say draw.
Then we have Red Star Belgrade hosting PSV Eindhoven. I'll go for PSV.
Yeah, PSV.
That's the kind of games I expect PSV to win.
I'll go for a draw.
Virgil?
Yeah, I go in PSV.
Then we have Liverpool hosting Lille. Liverpool.
Jonathan David, a trick.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, right.
Oh my! I mean, now Liverpool is the only team with all wins in the Champions League. Will they continue? I expect it to continue.
They will continue. They will.
Virgil, win as well?
Who home in that game?
Liverpool.
Oh, not Liverpool.
Jesus.
Not Liverpool, yeah.
Jeez.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Then we have Slovan Bratislava hosted Stuttgart. And I'm going to go for a draw.
I'll go for Stuttgart. I think they get sneaky one.
I going for Slovan. I feel them going on there.
All right.
Then we have RB Leipzig versus Sporting Lisbon.
Is this still Tuesday?
This is Wednesday now.
That should be Wednesday.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm going for RB Leipzig.
I'll go for Sporting.
Yeah, I'm going to Sporting.
Then we have Shakhtar hosting Brest.
Brest.
And you know, on this show, we love Brest.
We love Brest on this show.
Brest.
Nice.
Nice. And then we have Milan hosting Girona with Milan.
Oh, yeah. I'll go Milan, yeah.
Yeah, go Milan.
Then we have Arsenal hosting Dynamo Zagreb. I would say, sure, why not? Yeah, we'll win by 1-0 or something, and at least that way we will secure top 8.
Hey, let me tell you what happened in that game, man. All are going to rotate. All are going to be 1-1 in the 60th minute. Throw on everybody. Try and win the game, bro.
Brother, we have nobody to rotate with, though. You watch the bench weekend, it had like 4 under 23s on the bench, though. And the 20 on square, but it is, though. Like,
bro,
there's nobody to rotate. But Jorginho will play. And once Jorginho plays, it'll be vibes. So, Jorginho against who it was like Brighton is the worst I see that man ever play for Wiener. I can tell you how like that does not happen. I was so shocked watching that game, watching him be like that.
Wasn't he next to Party though?
No. Yes. Which
because you know he's looked better next to Rice. I've explained that to you before.
Yeah. Anyways, Virgil, wait, what are you going for? I said Arsenal. What are you going for?
I'm going for Arsenal. But you know how the game will go.
I'm going for Arsenal with a Kai Havertz brace.
Eh?
Then we have Celtic hosting Young Boys. Let's all say it together.
Celtic.
So,
nice. No, we have not gone against Celtic at home.
we just put the vibes, bro.
Yeah,
vibes, bro.
You can't.
Vibes, bro.
Then you have Feyenoord hosting Bayern Munich.
Oh my god.
I
go in with my boy Santi. Feyenoord to win.
Win! Oh, I love it.
I go in Bayern.
Ooh, if Bayern lose, that will shake up everything. I just let you know.
Yeah,
shaking up everything.
Correct. Because if I'm not mistaken, Bayern still had to play City or something like that. Bayern have a big game remaining.
Yeah, I don't know why I think it's PSG, but I'll check for you now. Go ahead.
No, they play PSG and they'll. I can't remember. PSG hosted Man City.
Man City, bro.
Will
Mamouche make his debut this week, or you think it'll be next week?
I think it'll be next week.
Okay, all right. Arsenal win City though.
I think he'll make the debut in the league game next
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah,
I go into
yeah. No, but I can't lie. Now. I am excited to see Cavasquelia versus City.
Yeah.
That will be real fun. Though. But I'll go for a draw. I'll go for a draw.
Well, Bayern last game is Slovan Bratislava.
So who's City other play for the last game?
I think they have Atletico. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think we had a player Atletico.
No, I need City to be in the playoff for this.
No, City playing Bruges.
Okay.
Then we have Real Madrid. But go ahead.
Then we have Real Madrid hosting Salzburg. Going for Real Madrid. Yeah. Virgil, Real. Yeah.
Real.
Hey, you remember the last time we unanimously went for Real Madrid, huh?
Yeah, I
didn't last time we didn't talk about
well, hopefully it doesn't. They can make things interesting. And then we have Spartak Prague hosted Inter. And then most of the thing ever, I'll go for the 1-0 Inter.
The 1-0 winners?
Yeah, the 1-0 win.
Correct.
Nice, cool. All right, I think that's it for this week, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you as always for you guys for making the time to come here. We really appreciate it. I appreciate that, and your viewers will also appreciate it. I will see you guys next week. Catch you guys next time. See you soon. Take it easy later.